Hi, Footsteps to Brilliance friends. I'm happy to be here with you today to share an introduction to the Clever Kids University I Can Read program. I'm Kim Tafiti, Vice President of Client Success, and I'll be your guide for today. In today's workshop, we're going to cover three topics: how Clever Kids University I Can Read supports your developing readers and writers, a demonstration of the program, and how you and your families can get help when needed. Footsteps to Brilliance offers three early literacy programs that support the unique needs of your developing readers and writers: the Footsteps to Brilliance School Edition, the Clever Kids University I Can Read program, and Clever Kids University Pre-Reader. In this video, we are focusing on the I Can Read program that offers structured daily lessons designed to help students learn to read and write in English. The I Can Read program covers kindergarten to early first grade ELA standards and supports the development of the 4 domains of reading, writing, listening, and speaking in English. The I Can Read program is a perfect companion to your classroom ELA core curriculum. The program is structured into 26 weekly learning units, broken down into daily lessons that are easy for students to follow. Each weekly unit includes systematic and explicit phonics instruction with letter sound, word family, and sight word practice that prepares them to independently read a new decodable book each week. The weekly units ensure that students receive balanced literacy instruction that emphasizes writing, skill building, reading comprehension, and vocabulary development. Weekly units build upon and review previous skills, creating a highly effective spiraling curriculum. Each week, the students will learn the skills they need to read a book and write about it. Here are a few highlights from our weekly units. First, students will have fun learning phonics with our memorable Megamouth decoder characters, books, and songs. Each week introduces a new decodable book that students read, applying the phonics and skills they've learned. Our units also include a special emphasis on writing. After students read, they apply their phonics skills to write about it, creating an authentic assessment of their capabilities that you have access to in report dashboards. Here are a few wonderful examples from students that have been using our Clever Kids University I Can Read. Check out some of the amazing writing samples that our students are producing. Our STEM books are used to develop vocabulary and comprehension skills. Students read along to a STEM book each week and complete a variety of activities. We provide a comprehensive scope and sequence that you can print so that you can see what's covered in each weekly unit. I'll go ahead and demonstrate this for you when we do the demonstration so you know where you can view and print this at any time. As a teacher, you have access to a wealth of information about how your students are using the program through our reporting dashboards. You'll be able to see the digital writing portfolio for each student, track your daily attendance and time spent on the program, see the activities students are completing, and view their scores and proficiency. To view report dashboards, click on Report Dashboards in Teacher Resources to access your class reports. And I will be demonstrating this for you during the demo. Okay, so let's take a look, shall we? As I demonstrate the program, I encourage you to pause the video, log in, and explore along with me. You can pause it at any time and take as much time as you like to explore each of the days as I show you how they work. Okay, so now let's do a demo of I Can Read. I've opened my browser. I'm using Chrome, and I have gone to myf2b.com to log in. You'll use your teacher username and password to log in. Students will use their super secret codes to log in when they're accessing the program. I'm going to go ahead and log in as a teacher today so you can see the teacher view. And this will look exactly like it does when you log in with your own username and password. You'll notice that it brings me to a landing page, and I have the options of going into any of the programs. Today we're going to go into I Can Read. You'll also notice that there are teacher resources down here, and I will be demonstrating the report dashboards and the lesson plans for you today. We have other videos and resources that cover class management, game card maker, and toolkits, and I encourage you to view those videos as well if you want to learn more about those areas. We're going to start by clicking on I Can Read, and it's going to launch the program for us. These are our fun Mega Decoder characters that your students are going to get to know, and they're going to take off and they're going to open up the library for us. Now, as I mentioned, it is organized into 26 weekly units, and students will need to complete each unit before it unlocks. Now, when you're logged in as a teacher, you have the ability to unlock the units so that you can go into any section and into any unit if you need to see what is there and experiment and practice what might be included in each unit. Also notice that we do have the English and the Spanish toggle here. When you click on that, it is going to switch the app and all of the activities into Spanish. It's important that you understand that when students toggle to Spanish, they're using the Spanish for context and support, but they will continue learning and practicing English language phonics as they work in the program. I'm going to go ahead and toggle back to English, and I'm going to open up one of our weekly units. In this case, we're going to open up Unit 2. You're going to notice that you have the 5 days of activities here, and I'm going to explain what each one of these days contains. We'll go into it. Again, I encourage you to pause the video at any point so that you can play yourself, and I encourage you to go through every single one of the activities so you can see how they work and get familiar with it. The first day here is our letter sound day, and you'll notice when I open up a day, it has the activities that the student needs to complete. You'll notice that it's pulsing on the activity that the student needs to start with. You'll also notice that this particular activity has a circular arrow on it, and that's because I came in and played it earlier and I didn't quite pass it. I didn't complete it at the right proficiency with the right score. And so it is having me replay that game so that I can gain my star for that activity. So if you see that, and I encourage you to kind of practice with that, this is what it means. And you'll notice you may have students that have these arrows and they're going to want to continue playing those games until they become proficient and can earn their star. Letter sound days are designed to help students hear and pronounce the target phonemes so that they can link the sound to the written letter. Students connect written letters with their most common phonemes. Letter sounds are presented in a research-based sequence where the first sounds learned are the easiest for students to discriminate. Each letter sound day introduces a memorable Mega Decoder character whose name, story, and personality emphasize the target sound in an unforgettable way. Students read along to the Mega Decoder storybook right here, and can also sing along to a song introducing the character. Our storybooks in I Can Read work the same as they do in all of our other programs, where you have the megaphone to listen to the page read aloud.
Sylvester the Snake, written by Eileen Rosenthal, illustrated by Martin Bond.
Again, we present the English and the Spanish toggle here. So if students need to read for context or for primary language support in Spanish, they have that, but they will be practicing the English phonics as they go through this. Note to teachers, you may want to explore how you can turn off the toggle and you can actually keep a student in a target language. You can find that in class management, and I encourage you to research that in our help desk so that you can learn how to turn this toggle on and off as you desire for your students. So they'll read the fun book.
Sylvester the Snake is very sneaky. He loves to surprise his friends. Sylvester does not have any arms or legs. When he moves, he slithers quietly on his belly. Sylvester hisses when he speaks. It sounds like this.
So you can see with a fun story, it's introducing the sound. and they'll continue to read through that story until they complete the book. They can read independently, they can listen to it, or they can touch the words and repeat as they go along.
Sylvester sees Helen.
Okay. So they'll continue through and complete the book. We have some exercises here so they can practice words that begin with the letter of the week. And when they complete that, they're going to get a star. Okay. And they'll complete each activity as they go along. I'm not going to go into each activity. This is for you to explore further on your own. I encourage you to log in. I encourage you to have your kids log in and watch along and just see how much fun they have completing the letter sound days. Okay, now in the skill builder days, these are designed to teach and give students practice on foundational skills that will help them develop excellent reading, comprehension, and writing skills. Students learn about and practice a wide variety of phonological awareness skills, such as rhyming, counting and blending syllables, segmenting and manipulating phonemes. Students also learn print concepts such as sentences begin with capital letters and end with punctuation marks. Finally, students learn about grammar and parts of words. So they will work through the activities just as they would in any other day, earning their stars as they go along. Let's go ahead and take a look at the rhyme slime. The word family for this week that we're practicing is am.
Slime the word that rhymes with this word, Sam.
Okay, so they are going to be practicing rhyming here with the am family, and Sam, which they can touch to hear again,
Sam.
is the target word. They can then touch
Tree. Pat. Ham.
to hear the answers before they make a selection, and when they're ready, they can go ahead and slime it.
Yam.
Now, if they happen to make a mistake and slime the wrong one,
Don't give up.
you'll notice that it gives them an opportunity to learn from that mistake and they can try again.
Sam. Ram.
All the while, the data is being collected on how they're performing on this, and you're going to be able to see that in your report dashboards so that you can understand where students are doing well and where students may need a little bit more support. Now, teachers, I have a trick to show you. You can click on this purple arrow, as this only shows up for you as a teacher, and you can actually tab through
Jam.
the questions that they're going to receive without having to play the game. So as you're doing your own tour of the system, practice using these purple arrows
Ham.
to quickly tab through the game if you don't want to play it all the way through. Okay, now let's move on to day 3, which is our word work day. On word work day, students apply their phonics and phonemic awareness skills to play with word families and build CVC, CVCE, and single syllable words that begin and end in consonant blends. Students also learn to read high frequency sight words that they'll encounter in the decodable leveled books. I'm going to continue on here, knowing that you can pause the video at any moment to play the activities for these days as we go along. On the 4th day of each week, students work on the I Can Read activities. This is our reading day. Students have prepared for this day as they've gone along, and now they're ready to independently read a decodable leveled book that applies all of the skills they developed during the week. Decodable books also provide a cumulative review of previously learned skills. After they read the book, a write about it activity follows. Students then apply their phonics knowledge by writing and illustrating their response to a prompt. Students receive a certificate to celebrate the milestones of independently reading another book. In just a few moments, I'm going to show you how you can access and print the decodable books and view student writing samples in report dashboards. Okay, now in the 5th day, This is our STEM reading day, and they'll have fun learning from our alphabet animal STEM books to build background and develop vocabulary and comprehension skills using rich natural text. After reading along to the book, students answer questions that test their comprehension, sort facts that they learned in the book, and play vocabulary games. They'll also do an art exercise at the end. As you can see, our program is designed to encourage learning and growth. So as students learn, the program has built-in celebration and recognition that make it fun and engaging. They receive positive feedback and celebrations when successful, and when needed, encouragement to keep trying. Students are given opportunities to learn from their mistakes through reassuring and positive feedback. Okay, so now that you've seen how we put the weekly units together, I'm going to share 3 important teacher tools that we've developed to help you implement and plan how you'll use this program with your students. First, you'll notice on the left navigation bar the link for the scope and sequence. You can click here to see full details of the skills covered in each unit. You can view or print this anytime you like. You'll notice it's opened up a new tab here. So I can either close that or I can just click back to the tab with the pink star and it will return me to the program. Second, we've created teaching materials that you can print and provide to students to support the weekly units. To find these resources, click on Teacher Resources and it will bring you back to our landing page. Then you'll click on Lesson Plans in the Teacher Resources section. And you'll notice that we have a section here for the I Can Read teacher materials. I'm going to go ahead and click into that area, and it's going to provide me with the resources that connect with each weekly unit. In the Getting Started section, we include a quick start guide and a guide for how to use this in the classroom. I'm going to click on this star and notice that it will open up a nice guide and it gives you a comprehensive look at the skills that are going to be taught. And you'll notice that it has a section for each of the days. So everything that I just went through in the demo with you, you can find again here as a reminder, and you can reference this anytime you want to. It will remind you of what's going to be worked on in the word work days, in the I Can Read days, and so on. So I encourage you to read that or reference that anytime you need to. I'm going to click the back arrow on my browser to bring me back to the lesson plans. Also notice that you can print the scope and sequence here in the pink star. We also have instructions for how to print the decodable books. So this is a great place if you want a reminder of anything that we have covered today, or if you need direction on how to print the books. I'm going to click on Teacher Resources. This apple is going to bring me back to the landing page here, and I'm going to go ahead and click into this again. And I want to show you what you'll find in each of the weeks. We were exploring week 2, if you remember. So I'm going to open up week 2, and you'll notice that we have some charts for Sylvester game cards, activity sheets, the book to print, and a seahorse label and color. Let's look at each one of these stars very quickly. If you would like to put a chart for the target sound for the week in your room, you can print this anytime. You have one of these for every single one of the units that's provided in I Can Read. We've also already created game cards that you can use to make up games that students would play using the S sound. The activity sheets are worksheets that give students an opportunity to trace the letters as well as identify letter sound position and write it in. Some weeks you're going to have 2 target sounds, others you'll have 1, and so you'll have an activity sheet for each sound that is covered for each unit. Now to print the book, you click on the green star, and it's already laid out exactly as you need it to be able to print it, fold it, and staple it together. You are welcome to print these for classroom copies or even send home with your students so they have their own libraries. We do have clients who have printed these for their students so that they each have a library of the 26 decodable books, which is a wonderful resource for your families and your students to take home with them, especially during the summer months. Now, as you recall, each week we are doing comprehension and vocabulary using one of our alphabet STEM books. And this week was looking at Sandy the Seahorse. And so you have here a worksheet that students can use to color and label the different parts of the seahorse. You can add to this in any way you want to, but this is kind of a fun activity that you could do as a center or to give students additional independent work time. Okay, so that covers teacher resources for our I Can Read app, and I encourage you to explore that area. Lastly, I want to show you how you can find the digital books that your students create in each unit. From here, you will click on Report Dashboards. It's going to open up a new tab. And when you come here, it's going to come to the landing page of your dashboards. I want to point out that there is a nice video here that you can watch anytime. It's about 3 minutes and it's going to go over everything that you need to know for the dashboards. Today, we're just going to focus on the writing samples. You can come back or you can pause the video and you can watch it now, but you're welcome to come back to this and learn more about how to view the different types of data and reports that are available in your dashboards. I'm going to go ahead and click on our menu icon. It's the 3 blue bars right next to the logo. Also want to mention that you can click this logo anytime and it will bring you back to this landing page. So here I go, I'm going to click on the menu and you'll notice that it's going to bring up the classes that I have access to. So I'm going to click on my class. And for today's purposes, I'm going to click on the class dashboard. It brings me to my first screen so that I can see at a glance how things are going for my class, how many hours have been spent, words have been read, and I can look at the progress of each student. I want to look at the writing, so I'm going to come to my quick link menu and I'm going to click on the writing link right here. And it's going to list for me a digital writing portfolio for each student. I'll select the student that I want to view, and I'm going to click on Princess Ariel here, and you'll see each of the books and doodle pad drawings that they've created. This includes anything that they've created from any of our programs. I want to go ahead and look at a book that she has created, so I'm going to click on that thumbnail, and it's going to bring that book up, and I'm able to view everything that she has created, all the pages that she's created for that book. This book happens to be an addition book. And you can see she's written the addition problem down here. I can print this and I can come back and access this anytime I want to. Now it opened up a new tab. So to get back to the dashboards, I'll click on my dashboard tab right here, and then I can go ahead and explore any other writing samples or any other students that I want to view. All right, now it's your turn. If you haven't already, take a moment to log into myf2b.com and explore the I Can Read program and the teacher resources that we just reviewed. Okay, as we end this introduction video, I'd like to remind you of a few important aspects of the program. First of all, equitable access to literacy is a common hurdle for many families, and creating a way for every child to have access to literacy resources is the key priority for Footsteps to Brilliance. Equitable access is the driving force behind the design of the Footsteps to Brilliance family of apps. Because of that, we know that most families own a smart device of some type. And all Footsteps to Brilliance programs have been developed so that they are supported on any device the family may own or any of the classroom devices that you may be using. It can be accessed on any smart device platform and the web. The user experience of the program is the same regardless of which platform the program is being used on. So this levels the playing field for children of all backgrounds because they now have an entire library of books, skill building games, and writing activities at their fingertips anytime and anywhere they may be. The next priority in creating an equitable program is the ability of the program to work offline. We know that not every family has access to Wi-Fi, and so these apps are designed to work whether or not they are connected to an internet connection. Let's quickly review how you prepare the app to work offline. First, you do need an internet connection to get the app from the App Store. Then download the books and games you want to be able to access offline. Also, if you want to update the app or report progress, you'll want to bring the app into Wi-Fi areas. Once the app is set up, though, on a classroom or a home device, students can be offline and continue learning. Next, we've created a couple of options for how to access the programs. First, teachers, students, and families alike can access Footsteps to Brilliance from any computer browser that has an internet access by going to www.myf2b.com. Secondly, the apps can be downloaded from any app store that you see here. After downloading the app and the content, you can then access the app anywhere, anytime, with or without internet connection. For schools and districts that use Clever or ClassLink, you can log into Footsteps to Brilliance through these services. You'll want to check with your school or district for more information about how to do this. So this wraps up our intro to the I Can Read program. And if you have a question that I didn't answer in this video, you can get your question answered on our 24/7 help site at help.myf2b.com or by sending an email to support@footstepstobrilliance.com. Thanks for watching this video. We're proud to be your partner in helping your students become reading and writing stars, and we hope to see you next time. Have a great day.